Hi guys, welcome to Brand X Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the recent announcement that there's going to be a standalone Joker movie. I'm going to kind of put it into context as well and say how likely I think this is to happen. Now the details are out there, I won't get too kind of bogged down with that because that's been covered elsewhere, but let's just briefly go over some of the minor details here because it's worth covering. So Deadline, which is fairly reputable, has reported, so this isn't a studio confirmation, this is a report, but from what I understand it's very true. Joker origin story movie, and on deck we have Todd Phillips, Scott Silver, Martin Scorsese aboard this Warner Brothers DC film. Very talented people whose work I've enjoyed. Films like Due Date, one of my favourite comedies. Obviously Martin Scorsese, so many great films, and Scott Silver as well, who was the writer of 8 Mile, which was an Eminem film, which I really love, one of my favourite films. But anyway, Warner Brothers and DC are in the early stages of another Batman universe spin-off movie, this one telling the origin story of the signature villain, the Joker. The studio has set The Hangover's Todd Phillips to co-write a script with 8 Mile scribe Scott Silver. Todd Phillips will also direct the movie, and Martin Scorsese will produce it with Todd Phillips. So Todd Phillips is going to have a big deal on this. This will be the first film under a new banner that has yet to be named, in which Warner Brothers can expand the canon of DC properties and create unique storylines with different actors playing the iconic characters. It's quite interesting, really. I'm told that the intention is to make an origin story that isn't part of any other iteration. The Joker has memorably been part of 2 Batman movies in the form of Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, was more recently played by Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. But basically they're going on to say that it's not going to be Jared Leto, it's going to be a younger, or possibly a younger actor anyway, playing the character. But what do we think to this? How likely is this to happen? I mean, it's a bit of a weird direction to go. It's kind of a ballsy direction to go as well. I know John Campier over at his video blog has said it's a genius idea. I wouldn't quite go that far. But it could pay off. It could be very successful if it happens. Now, this is what I want to talk about here, because Warner Brothers, granted, a lot of this is kind of in context of the kind of self-contained DC extended universe, movie universe that they've got going on with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, and all that. They've got a load of other films that they've not necessarily announced. Well, in fact, no, a lot of the time they have announced. They've talked about a Cyborg film, a Flash film, Man of Steel 2, Justice League 1 and 2 originally, Wonder Woman 2, Suicide Squad 2, a Harley Quinn spin-off movie, Gotham Sirens spin-off movie, Shazam movie, Black Adam movie. That's 2 separate things. When are they going to fit all these things in? It just seems now like they're just naming stuff, basically. And, they can have producers and writers and directors on board all they want. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come to pass. Now, don't get me wrong, this is such a great idea as well. I'd love to see this film, if it's executed well. And it's got so much potential to do that. But there's just been so many things named and announced. I just really find it very hard to believe. It's like having a friend who gets into relationships that usually last about 2 months, and every time they'll be like, oh, we're going to get married, I'm in love. And then they say it again, it's like, are we for real this time, or is this just another false start, So I'm hopeful that if they do go ahead with this, it'll be great, but there's so many other properties out there as well in the DC kind of, not necessarily self-contained universe, because I realise this is a standalone thing, but so many of those DC movies that they announce, but just those seem to be happening. They just keep changing the plot, so I don't be negative here. Like I say, it sounds like a really good idea, but I'm sceptical that it will actually happen. I'm not saying that the article is lying. I'm sure that it is very accurate that there are intentions to do this, but let's just wait and see. Let's not. What does Mr. Wolf say in Pulp Fiction? Let's not start sucking each other's dicks just yet, gentlemen. That's the way I feel about this. So let's just leave it there and say, or follow this as things develop, if they develop. But for now, I'm going to leave it there and say, Brand X Reviews, thank you very much for watching.